Hi everyone, I'm Rosey, one of the team members of Cassidy Group. We're a family-run property development business located here in the Midlands. We're located in Meriden, which is just between Coventry and Solihull. For some of you hardcore Cov City fans, you might remember our 5-year sponsorship stint back in the early 2000s. As mentioned, we're a family-run business with over 30 years experience in all sectors of the property development industry. We have a core team of 5 people. The team is made up of myself, Rosey, my dad, James Cassidy, who is one of the directors, as well as Patrick, my uncle. We also have Alex, who is our site manager, and Kerry, who is our accounts and office manager. And with that team, we have amassed a property development portfolio of over £1 billion. For such a small team, our output is larger than some of the PLC house builders, as well as being rival to some of the largest developers in the UK who have teams of over 100 people. We've wanted to create this video today to introduce you to us, some of our current sites, and our intentions for the future, and why we want to be a bit more visible on social media platforms. So my personal role here at Cassidy Group is as the land director. My main focus is finding the new sites for us to develop on. I also help with securing funding for the exit strategies and really whatever needs doing day to day. Because as mentioned, as a team of 5, naturally you all end up mucking in to do whatever's needed to get the deals done. Something I realised through my career is that I learned more over the dinner table discussing development with my dad than most people have ever been able to amass in a 30-year career. So here at Cassidy Group, we specialise nowadays in residential development, and the £1 billion portfolio we've amassed is made up of a mixture of sites, including smaller luxury residential developments like the one we're here at today. We're in the show home for Corley Gardens. It's a mixture of luxury, high-end properties with a mixture of 5 and 6 beds, ranging in price from 600,000 to 800,000. And then there's also affordable units, which are sold at a reduced market rate, available for local people in this local rural community. In total, we have 17 units on this site, and it is one of our larger housing schemes that we manage directly ourselves from the Cassidy Group office. The GDV of this site is just over £8 million. So we also have the Ashley, which is another one of our projects very nearby. That's currently under construction. That is 5 smaller units in the back garden of 2 properties, and that will be completed back end of this year. So the site we're at now is just over half a mile away from another one of our small sites, the Oaks. This is again a luxury development of just 10 houses. We have 6 4-beds and 4 5-beds on that site. That has a GDV of just over 6 million. So as well as the smaller luxury residential schemes like these ones, we also deliver high density accommodation ranging from student to PRS, which is private rental sector apartment complexes in any major city across the UK. For example, we have York Street, which is a student accommodation scheme that we recently sold in Nottingham. It's one of the most prime locations, and it was sold to Student Roost, who are one of the biggest student operators in the UK. The sale on that was just over 45 million, and we're actively on site now delivering that project to hand over to them for the next academic year. We also have a site in Sheffield, Hoyle Street as we refer to it as, which is a mixture of student accommodation and PRS in 2 separate but cohesive blocks. That's just under 1,000 units combined. We first built student accommodation in the early 2000s when it was still a very new concept to this country. Student accommodation is purpose-built blocks that are designed to house only students in a secure and well-managed process. And PRS, or private rented sector, are apartment complexes that are purely designed to be owned by one investment fund and then rented and operated by them on a purely rental model to the open market. So sites like these are what make up our £1 billion portfolio. We have over 10,000 units at all stages of construction and development, including the planning stages. We were one of the first companies outside of London to produce both student accommodation and PRS apartments. So what can you expect from us moving forward? We're looking to document our journey in more detail. That will include tours around some of our smaller and larger sites, We'll do informational videos detailing how we finance our deals, some of the nitty-gritty numbers behind our deals, some interesting changes in the construction industry, as well as just general day-to-day life on what goes on behind the scenes at a big property development company. So why have we decided to start documenting and sharing our journey? That's because we've recently launched an educational arm to Cassidy Group, and that's because we believe that anyone has the skills to be a developer. We're simply putting out the tools. You don't have to be smart, you don't need degrees, and you don't need your own money. We simply believe you need to understand 3 key points within the process. That's the ability to identify and find sites, finance sites, whether or not be with your own capital, bank capital, or using investors like we do, and managing the project. So number 1, what do I mean by finding and acquiring sites? Under that bracket, I would say you need to understand what makes a site viable in terms of, will it get planning? What will it get planning for? And if it gets planning, what would that be worth? Both as a parcel of land and both as a potential development. Acquiring, that's where we'll go into things like the legal structures, the buying structures, and the buying companies. So how you would get that site from the landowner's ownership all the way to yours, and the clever ways you can do that. Which leads nicely into point 2, financing the deal. We always say you don't need money to do property. You simply need clever buying contracts that buy you time to find someone with the money. There's many ways you can finance a property deal, and we will elaborate on these in more detail. But the key ones we want to focus on is leveraging increasing value in a parcel of land that you've created yourself, working with investors, either on a fixed return basis or on a joint venture basis, and also looking at the more traditional methods of finance, i.e. bank finance with development loans and bridging loans. Once you've financed and acquired your deal, you don't have to manage it. This is where the exit strategies will come in. Either you sell that parcel of land with the increased value from planning, or you build it out. Both of these have different management processes, and it's important that you learn these in order for your exit to be effective. So when we say anyone can do this, we really mean anyone. James and Patrick initially began as a bricklayer and carpenter. Over time, they progressed into being a mains contractor, delivering a lot of the large superstores and food stores, as well as housing projects you see across the UK. And then naturally, about 30 years ago, they progressed into owning and developing their own projects. Between them, they don't have any higher level education or degrees, neither do, as I've previously mentioned, anyone in the team. All you need is the motivation and the hunger, and we will provide you with the tools and the knowledge to get from where you are now to where you want to be. So we're super excited to start this journey with you guys. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and importantly, comment below what sort of content and topics you would like us to talk about. Also, if you're interested in learning more about our educational program, there will be a link below. Simply follow that to register your interest to apply to become one of our students.